Okay, welcome back. I thought that I'd start to do some shorter form content in a bit of a kind of vlog that might be enjoyable for those who want to see the real side of sailing rather than the manicured kind of girls on beaches, it's all perfect world. I'm just about 48, maybe 72 hours now from departing to go to Iceland. Gotta go to Greenland, Iceland, yeah, there's a difference. To go to Iceland from the UK, it's about 1,000, 1,200 miles, something like that. And I just wanted to share with you the fact that I wanted to film something today. I wanted to kind of show you inside the boat, and I thought I will tidy up, I will get everything nice and clean. And then I realized, you know what, that's not how sailing is. I just want to show you my situation about 48 hours before I depart, and then hopefully the transformation once it's done. So first things first, over there on the dock is about 4 head sails and 4 spinnakers. Each of those weighs between 100, 150 pounds each. They're going to need to be unpacked, brought over here, put into the bags, which are presently all down inside the forepeak there, and packed and stowed away. Now, I've been painting the forepeak. It's looking much, much better in there. I just went in this morning and hoovered out the last bits and started to arrange things, so I'll be happy to share that with you. I've still got a winch here on deck to rebuild. Ended up having a really interesting conversation with the people that were commenting on the winch rebuild video about the difference between putting grease in the winches or putting oil into the winches in the pawls. There was a conversation, a very intelligent and educated me conversation about the fact that in colder climates, grease can actually cause the pawls to stick against the little area that they're in, and they don't re-engage with the body of the winch, and then the winch can back up. It can start to turn the wrong way, which have catastrophic results. So I'm going to rebuild that one, but I rebuild it with you guys looking over my shoulder, and we can see what the difference is. I did some little YouTube shorts on solar panel stuff. I'm trying to learn how to do the YouTube shorts thing, and we got a few diving bits here left to go inside the boat. So that doesn't look too bad, does it? That's kind of what I was happy sharing with you. And then I thought, well, why don't I share with you like the reality of stuff? Come down here and have a look with me. If you're finding this interesting, pop a like below, stick a comment in when you see what's going on here. This is the reality of getting ready to go on a journey on a boat. The back of the boat's pretty tidy, but down here we've got winch fixing gear. We've still got the diesel and the buckets out of stuff that we need to put the winches back together. Here's the diving gear. There's the jack system, which is for jacking up the mast. If you're interested in that, stick a comment below. I can explain how jackable rigs work. We've got 2 big black bags here, which have got loads of just kind of general stuff in them. There was an idea when we first arrived in Southampton that we're actually selling this boat and getting back onto the deal with Longobarda. Now there is, in the boat tours playlist, you'll see there's a tour of Longobarda. Beautiful boat that I really love. And the owner and I thought we'd come to a point where we could swap. He liked this boat. He knows what this boat's about, obviously very competent, the fastest maxis ever built, carbon fiber mast, carbon fiber boom, but we just weren't able to get to a meeting place with that deal. But I packed literally everything that's the tools here off the boat, and now I have to unpack it all back into the lockers. My lockers, the little slidey thing at the top came off the rail the other morning, so I got to fix that. Here's all the medical gear. I did a short which was about the fact that when the sun is shining, you should get all your gear out, stick it on the dock if you can, and dry things out. The medical gear somehow had ended up getting a little bit damp, and there was bits of mildew on things and bits of corrosion on the pumpy thing that the physiognomer, the thing that you do for your blood pressure, that thing. So we dried it all out completely. I've got just bits and bobs in here, but then the true disaster area is in here. Let's stick the lights on. Now, I just shared with you that it absolutely stinks in here. So what happened was, I was going to do the washing up, yeah? This is it. I'm basically living as a bachelor on the boat at the moment. Here's last night's washing up. I actually worked till 2 in the morning, and so this morning I came to do this. No fresh water. Okay, so I go over into here, dare I even show you, the freshwater pump is down here. And this area, let me just move the hoover out of the way, has got the freshwater pump, and it's also got the grey water tank. We've got the shower drain coming in. We've got the 2 sinks, although there's only 1 up here, but there were 2 at one point. 2 sink pipes coming in, and then an out going to the going off to the pump out, and then another one. Oh, that's from the galley. Okay, so it's got all those coming into there. So I didn't have any fresh water. I go and look in there and discover that the float switch, which I can probably grab now, the float switch, which was inside the grey water tank, had stopped working, which had caused the grey water tank to start overflowing. Now that had probably been happening while I was at sea. I did recognise there was a bit more of a kind of grey waterish smell in here. I'd started kind of blocking up the sinks and the shower drains, thinking, well, you know, the boat's just sitting and there's anaerobic bacteria building up in the grey water tank. It's just getting pongy. But no, what happened is that tank had started to flood out into this tray. This is an old battery box tray from when the boat was a maxi racer, and the water has led to that motor, that's the pressure water motor, stopping working. So we can get into that and problem solve that later on. Happy to do that with you, but it meant that I had to get into this area, which has always been one of the spots like I never wanted to show you because it's such a, it's like the back of the fridge. There's one other place like that on the boat. We'll get there one day. But I had to get in there and start cleaning this up. And what I realized was the best way of emptying the grey water tank was to get the hoover and just hoover it out. And the stench from the bottom layer of it just took, sorry, I'm not putting that on, like literally it's taking my breath away just being in here. Woo! So once I'd done that, I then got a scraper and realized that all of the paint, this has probably been happening for a while on and off, all the paint had started to lift off. So I scraped all that away. And then we've got now this mess where I need to fix the float switch, fix the freshwater pump, repaint the area, reseal the top of the tank, and I've got to do all that, and we've got about 48 hours before we go. Over here is where I've been filming some of the things I've been doing recently with the rigging bag and what have you. Thank you for your comments and likes on that. And then down here is the fridge, which, have a listen. It is kind of working. I think we have to be very quiet while we're around it. It's very shy. If the batteries are charging, it doesn't seem to like working. When the battery voltage goes very high, it doesn't seem to like working. The light's definitely working, the fan's definitely working, but it's not very cold in there. But I think we'll get there. So here's my job list over here, and then what we got going forward into the bow. And this was something else I was going to put probably in a little YouTube short or something today. Much cleaner in here. I'm starting to get things in, but everything is just chucked in there because of course last night it started to rain and stuff was still out on deck and I just had to chuck it inside. So I'm going to pull that out, and then I've got a spinnaker going up onto the bunks over there, trying to get things up off the floor if I can, trying to get some air around things so you don't get as much mildew. I'll get that kite packed up there. I'll show you how that goes in another YouTube short because it weighs like 100 odd pounds. Then we'll get everything nice and tidy in here. So tidy the forepeak, the anchors on deck, 4 headsails on the dock, each weighing 100 pounds each, 4 kites on the dock weighing 100 pounds each. I've got to paint and I've got to sort out everything to do with this mess in here. I've got to pack away all this stuff in here, and what else have I got? And the flipping navigation lights have not come back on, so I've got the bow and stern light to work out as well. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I just want to share with you that this is how it normally goes on a boat. If this is how it is on your boat, do not adjust your set. This is exactly how it goes. And I'll crack on through this. I'm going to be making a lot more of that YouTube short content. So if you see my smiling face come up, have a watch of the video, click like, it really helps. I've been learning a lot about how the algorithm works, and it is drawing to you videos that you have shown it that you like in the past. So if you've watched this stuff before, you put a like, you put a comment, it'll show you more of it, and that's what helps small sailing channels grow. A quick thing I'll throw in here before I finish is that I have been amazed to find in my research in the last week that the top 25 sailing videos in the last 7 years, when I went through it, only 3 of them had a title which did not allude to naked women on the beach or did not have naked flesh, naked female flesh in the thumbnail. This is a travesty. You have to support your small sailing creators, otherwise it's just impossible. So like and subscribe, comment and share if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.